So the Icarus dev team has added 6 new missions, added factions with unlockable missions, as well as some hints of what gameplay will look like in the future. So in this video, we will iterate everything that you need to know about the new content and factions, as well as how to unlock them. Let's get to it.
Player 2 has entered the game.
Now, if Icarus guides, news, and gameplay butters your biscuit, consider subscribing. This is one of the only channels consistently bringing you Icarus content. I also compile all of my videos with sections and timestamps to make them easier for you to skip around at your own convenience. Now, what should you expect from the new missions in Icarus? Well, we start off with Operation Beachhead. This is the introductory mission mandated by the UDA for new prospectors. This is one of many factions that you will acquire and complete missions for, in return for various rewards, but we're going to dive deeper into that later on in the video. So with the Beachhead mission, prospectors are not expected to fulfill any specific objectives beyond staying alive for an acceptable length of time. No further tasking will occur until basic competency is attained. Failures will not be recovered. New arrivals will be provided with a functioning virus suit and basic crafting information. They will otherwise be unassisted. So once again, the mission is just to get your feet wet, and as they put it, we want to ensure you're a bit more comfortable with life on Icarus before ramping up the challenge. This could be in the form of missions with tougher objectives, or a harsher environment to survive in, or a very short drop window in which to complete them. So after completing Beachhead, the accompanying missions will unlock based on the player's level. They'll vary in difficulty as well as the amount of time you will have on the planet to complete them. Now, not to give too many spoilers, we do have the names but not specific objectives. We have Livewire, Dark Harvest, Field Test, Kill List, and Headstone. Though I believe these were just placeholders, once you actually get into the game this weekend, spoiler warning by the way, you will now have a mission select screen that looks more like this. You begin with Recon, which requires no level to complete. After reaching level 5, you're going to unlock the Scan mission, which you must complete to get the rest of the branches, and then all the remaining missions will unlock at level 10. Now, my initial thought, and this may be yours too if you played in these beta weekends, is this it? Are we going to get a basic list of repeatable missions with some minor variants so that things don't get stale too quick? Luckily, they have a reassuring answer for that. And a small line of dialogue that could get glossed over pretty easily while reading through this dev blog, they say, only providing a taster of the range of missions in the game. Meaning no, the 6 new missions that we're going to encounter on this update aren't even close to what's to come, which is exactly what I wanted to hear, Rocketworks. The biggest question on my mind when it comes to Icarus being a game that can be enjoyed in the long term is the abundance of mission variations, which, looking back to one of the older dev gameplay clips, I do recall seeing a plethora of different prospects spreading across a wide range on the planet, along with different types of dropships and vehicles that will likely be necessary for varying types of missions that will require travel between multiple locations. Now, the devs have handpicked and answered a few major questions that most of us are probably thinking. Firstly, what will the level cap be for the weekend? While you might be starting new characters, the level cap will once again be 30, with Tier 4 still locked up on the planetary tech tree. So unfortunately, we still won't have access to these features that come with Tier 4, though I would expect them to allow us to access it for the final beta weekend before launch. Now, this next one is a big one. What about the playing area for the weekend? With multiple missions and prospects, they say, comes multiple variations on the map. This means we've made some small tweaks to how you interact with the in-game map. There's now a basic system in place for tracing discovered areas and identifying out-of-bounds areas. Another spoiler incoming. So basically, your map will still appear as black when you first drop in, but now, as you explore, you will begin to reveal the map, along with the added feature of being able to mark locations for you and your squad, as you can see here. You'll also be able to see your squad members' current locations. Speaking of, how do the missions work when it comes to playing with friends? Now, this one's extremely important if you plan to play with a group and can't always be on at the same time. The mission system is designed to be followed in order, however, we understand there are situations where you don't want to wait for a friend to catch up. So we've made some allowances for this. The gating you'll encounter is only applicable when starting a prospect, meaning you only need one member of your crew to have the necessary qualifications to begin. From there, anyone can join that prospect regardless of their status, and will be credited with the completion when the mission is finished. So your progress through the mission will basically rely on whoever is hosting the session. If they continue to play while you're out, you will have access to whatever missions they unlock while you're away. Will there be another extra day? This time they say, no. While we have the last 2 beta weekends for different reasons, this weekend will be the standard 53-hour window. Enjoy it while it lasts. Now, I want to give you a quick overview of all the different factions. In the blog, they have entire bios on each, but I don't really want to waste your time reading all of them out to you, so I'll link to the blog in the description below if you want to finish them. First, we have the UDA. This is the United Development Agency, basically the big boss on scene, that's supposed to be all-encompassing to all the different factions, but may serve their own interests. Sinatai, this is the Chinese Space Agency. The ACS, or the American Coastal States. UNIO, or UNIO, or the South American Union. The Assembly, or the African Assembly. The Lagos Unit, which is the subgroup of the UDA in charge of all operations on the planet below. Group 15, which is an expeditionary squad from the Lagos Unit. And the Mars Administration Authority. I don't really know what that has to do with this planet, but they're here too. All these factions will have roles through your progress in Icarus, and as we reach early access, we will begin to see what missions and rewards we can gain from each. Now, if this video was useful to you, please consider effortlessly just moving your thumb up to that like button and giving it just a gentle tap. You don't need to smash it. Just a simple love tap to let me know that I should continue making Icarus content on my channel. I'm really trying to find a game that I can grow my channel with, and likes are the best way for me to tell that I'm heading in the right direction. Thanks in advance. After that, I have 2 videos coming up that you should really consider looking into before hopping into Icarus this weekend, as they have some important tips that will help you survive. And I'll see you in the next one.